I have with me somebody who I've been doing some research on. I'm actually talking to right now. With me is Julie Nelson. High five, Julie.
Boom.
Boom. Julie, I have to start this episode of very different to all the other episodes on my channel.
Great.
And what I'm going to do is I've got to share this because I just love this. I want to go ahead. I'm going to play Julie's video for you. So I have to do some screen sharing here. Give me a quick second.
Uh-oh, what did I do?
It's the Nelson Project.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got to share this because this is so rad. You're such an epic human being, Julie. It won't allow me to. Hard-nosed reality.
It's not soft. It's straight on.
It's sassy, it's bossy, it's colorful, it's direct. Oh, I like that. Mentality, it's a mindset, right, Julie?
It's huge. Huge. Got to start there. You know, push through the BS that's here.
Right, Julie. Oh, I love the wings. You're so awesome. That's your first book, Success Faster?
That was the first book, was Success Faster, Quickly Launch or Relaunch Your Real Estate Career. The second one, which launched yesterday, Success Faster, On Fire, Hot.
Which is all about today.
Yeah, there it is.
What a way to start the Friday.
Oh my God, I'm having a great week.
I think you must be on such a high, Julie. We're going to hear all about that right now. I love the Nelson Project. It's like you have this movement you've created, Julie.
Thank you.
So get one, give one. Okay, very cool, very cool.
We all know an agent that could use a hand up, which is why I wrote why I do what I do. So
Right.
It's like, yeah, get one, give one, because agents need some encouragement. They need some help. They need a roadmap. They need sometimes a little kick in the pants. And it's like
reality, right? Reality,
yeah.
right? Julie? But you have that oomph about you. You have some kind of aura about you of just like you take life head on. Hey, Julie.
Head on, yeah. Why not? It's
Well,
good.
Tell me, listen, quickly, just briefly. You wrote the first book, which is awesome. Success Faster, because we are looking for that secret sauce. We're looking for that gel factor to just kind of get us out of this realm of lack and mediocrity. So Success Faster is awesome. I love that. Mm-hmm. And now you've got this new book that you launched yesterday. Kind of tell us the evolution. What's going on in you, Julie, to bring us to today right now?
Okay, so the first book came out like 3 years ago because I had a lot to say, and there were a lot of agents that just needed help, what we're talking about. But over the last few years, and primarily, I started teaching a class at my local board, at the Austin Board of Realtors, based around the book, based around that material. So I got an opportunity to work, sorry about that, to work... to work the material. And the more you work it, and particularly live, and we'll get back to live. I miss live, but we'll get there. But when you get to work your material and work your material and work your material in a live audience, live group setting, the material evolves and it gets legs. And so some things evolved over time with me teaching this class. Like there were a couple things in the first book that totally blew up in the class. They just got bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm like, wow, I need to I got more to say. There is so much more to deliver with this topic. And like one example is in the first book, I talk about being a better boss in your business.
Okay.
And we do this evaluation, this self-evaluation. Yep. It's a performance review.
Self-mastery, yeah.
Yeah. So, but in the second book, I blew that up. It's a standalone chapter in the new book. The performance review is twice what it was in the first book, and more on point and a little more in your face. So I think, I don't know, my voice has gotten a little louder and a little more on point just over the last few years. So.
Well, like you said, though, Julie, it's an evolution, and your theme evolved, you evolved, it elevated you, and so you had to reintroduce kind of this next chapter.
Yeah,
because even the title is kind of interesting. It's On Fire Hot. how did that come about?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask that. So so I have a business coach. And she really coached me in this process, really pushed me along to get it done. And as it was evolving, we had numerous conversations where we just got into the energy of what it looks like and feels like when everything is firing in your business and your life, and you're just on.
Oh my gosh.
And you're on point, and your mind is in the right place, and you just feel good, and it's like you're just on fire hot. So it's like, how do we capture that?
That's epic. That's rad. Do you hear what you're saying, Julie? Do you hear what you're saying?
Yeah.
Honestly, on fire hot. I've got goosebumps. I wish I could show you. I'm not trying to kiss. I'm not trying to BS you. I've been very real here, Julie. This is for real. Honestly, you're a very special human being, because when I look at you, I'm trying to give you my perspective as an audience. When I look at you, Julie, this is the mind up here. This is the mind. Okay, This is the mind. Your body is everything else around you. But I'm looking at the picture behind you that says renew your joy. I see a butterfly to the one side. I see your books. But there's this energy about you that's feeding your body. But really, it's just this little part here that needs the feeding, right? The right feeding, the right kind of fuel.
Thank you. I'm honored.
No, honestly, I got goosebumps. I can see it, and I can understand now why. And I don't want to take this away from you. What chapter is it that you're talking about this energy in your book?
Oh gosh, it's through the entire book. It's the theme through the energy is the theme through the whole book, because for each of us as individuals to get our lives on the path where things are just really happening, where you know that you're achieving what you've always wanted to achieve, where you're building for yourself and your family, financially and personally and business. When you get there, that's the thing that we're trying to tap into, and we want some stock in that. So it's not a chapter. It's what we need to do. It's a foundation of what we do. So I really did my best to weave that throughout the book.
Okay, so it's not really a self-help book. It's actually, like you said before, it's a GPS. It's a game plan. So you're not saying, hey, Kevin, you can attract a love, you can attract your love of your life, you can attract money. You're saying, hold on, that's part of the equation, but there's more. Here's how to do it. Am I right? Because I haven't read your book. I just got on the market yesterday, by the way, guys.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah.
And it got on the market yesterday on Amazon. Boom, here it is.
Boom.
This is an author copy that I get early, right? It hit by noon. It hit #1 bestseller.
Okay, let's go there. I want to share this because you have to see what Julie Nelson, the Nelson Project, has done over here. This is it here. Success Faster, On Fire Hot. Julie, I read your brief description. And let me tell you what I just love, because coming from a guy's perspective, so please ignore maybe the guy factor in it.
Go for it.
Ninja tricks. Out of all of that, out of this whole description, I loved it because I read it when I saw it launched yesterday. On Fire Heart. But hold on, there's ninja tricks. So ninja tricks, to me, there's some kind of quiet, silent equation that you're teaching us, you're revealing to us, right, through this process of your book in all these words that you've created.
Yeah, so the ninja tricks, I love the concept of ninja. I mean, think of ninja, you know, think of those movies out there where those people are doing like ninja flips and stuff in the air, and at least that's my visual.
Right.
And but
there's your ninja move right there, Julie.
Right. Yeah, it's the ninja pose. I'm not going to do any flips. That is not going to happen.
Right.
But it's like when I say ninja trick, it means, hey, stop everything that you're doing. And literally, if you take this one thing, which is basically like a homework assignment, and it's like, if you apply this now, if you do this in your business and you put your head and your heart into it, you actually do it, and then you do it again and again and again, it should put money in your bank. It should put clients in your pipeline. It should put on fire hot in your business. So it's like, it's like, do this. It's not mindset. It's, look, this is the activity that creates opportunity in sales. And it's interesting. There's, you know, my audience is realtors, but the reality is that these principles are universal. I'm pretty sure that book number 3 is going to be like the non-real estate version of these principles, because there are so many people out there that are really good humans and good at their trade or their expertise, but no one's really taught them how to be a good entrepreneur, how to be a good national sales manager, how to make it work. Because each of us needs to be a decent national sales manager in our business and our real estate business. And are you might be an amazing human, but if you can't pull together the basics of what it looks like to be a decent national sales manager, then you're going to be all over the place. You're not going to have stability and predictability in your business, and stability and predictability in your business, in your pipeline, in your cash flow is one of the greatest stress reducers out there. It's like,
and that's from the actions that you've taken in the activities.
Absolutely. So are you doing the right activities consistently enough, or are you running a squirrel farm?
Right. It's like chasing a balloon. You know, you're all over the place, right?
And we all relate to that. We all have those days. It's never perfect. So we're not striving for perfect. We're just, we need to line up the good days though. You know, so if you have 5 days a week to work with business-wise, or maybe 6, as a lot of us are in that mode.
Correct.
Doesn't mean that 6 of them are going to be perfect. It's like, look, it's a really good week. If I have 4 really solid days as a sales manager, because I'm running a real estate business too, like everybody else, you know, that's that. But then there's this, you know, this. So.
That's kind of the foundation. It's like the stock market. So 2/3 of the time you're winning, but you're winning most of the time. You're not winning 100%. That's not impossible. It actually is impossible, but most of the time you're winning, and that's the same with the life. And again, Julie, even though you wrote it because you're a real estate agent, I believe in what you said. This is for everybody. Yeah. Somebody that reads a book, whether they're an entrepreneur, a business, or they own a fast food restaurant, or they're an Uber driver, and they're looking for that next phase in their life, I believe your book actually gives them that element, because what you're talking about is it's the activities that you take action on, that you pull the trigger on, that will give you the lifestyle that you want. Because at the end of the day, all of us really don't have a game plan. We really don't know what we're doing. We need guidance. We need support. We need a map. And
map, yeah. We need a map. We need some accountability. We need, you know, it's like, we need, look at this. Think of like some of the most successful people, like in your professional world. And if you kind of get that profile of those folks, I have this theory that a lot of them are somewhat boring. And the reason for that is that they're just really good at putting their head down for 2 to 3 hours every day.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
getting the most important thing done, you know, and you look at them and it's like, wow, look at what they have. It's
They're
like,
so successful, but you're right. Did you what you just said, Julie? You're so right. We do. We think, okay, that guy's so boring. But what he did so well was he was consistent. And he kept that momentum. And now he has it all. He's got financial freedom. He can have 4 out of 5 good days a week. You know, he understands that as long as come Monday, he does the same routine. He's disciplined in performing the same activities, because the reason I'm in real estate, and I'll be very transparent with you, Julie, the reason I'm in real estate is I can't keep a day job. You know, to be at the office at 9 o'clock in the morning, like, what am I? Hold on, something's controlling me. Something has authority over me. I don't want that. I want authority over my own life. Now, again, it's easy to say that, Julie, but ultimately, I need to hold myself accountable, because you have to get up. You have to have something. You have to have a routine, because you've got to work. You've got to pay the bills. You've got to feed the family. You've got to pay rent and whatever it may be, and the car payments and insurance. So I had to get over that part. Like, okay, Kevin, we're all special. But ultimately, if your work isn't going to hold you accountable, who is? Yeah. You are. Now, in doing that, I had to have coaches and mentors like yourself, Julie, that help you understand, okay, that in order to be successful, you can't just wing it.
Yeah. And we've all done that. We've all been in phases where we're winging it. We've all been in phases where we're all over the place. Yeah. We've all been in phases where discipline is just out the window, but it's like, course correction, you know? So it's like, it's never, you know, how does somebody get to the moon? There are a million course corrections for that rocket to get to the moon. It's not a straight shot. It's like course correction. Right. So give yourself permission. It's like, correct. The person who corrects the most is going to get there faster.
And that isn't one time. That's all day long. All day long, you're constantly looking at your calendar.
All day.
Right.
It never ends.
One thing I want to know, and I don't want to steal your joy, but I want to ask you this question, Julie. In your book, the joy that you have, is it in your book? that magic, that energy that you have.
It is. You know where it comes out, where it is when I get to tell stories in the book. So there's a lot of content. When I way back when I wrote the very first version of the first book, and I sent it to a writing coach, and I said, I want to make this sing. And she read it. She said, this is great content.
Beautiful.
Now you need to add 20 stories. She said, load it with stories. And that's what a writer does. It's like, oh, of course. So you can't just, vomit a roadmap. That would be boring. It's like stories, agent stories, my story, your story, rookie of the year stories, just stories. So that's where a lot of it is. And
so even though you have this theme, at the end of the day, you're actually a storyteller.
Yeah. People learn better that way. It's like,
absolutely.
I can relate to that.
Right.
Oh, I've been there. Oh, Julie runs a squirrel farm too. So do I. I own it. I'm as distractible as the next guy. And I just have to keep figuring it out, keep correcting.
You do. I do. It's almost like it's like a cruise ship. It turns slowly. I'm using that analogy because we know it's going on a destination. We know it's going to the Bahamas, but ultimately there's a captain to oversee that everything, all the instruments are running correctly, but also make sure it gets its destination. So even though it's on cruise control, the captain's holding the ship accountable to arrive at its destination because it's got a whole fleet of vacationers, like a plane. A plane. The captain is there and the pilots are there for that 1% chance of failure, not 99%, for 1%. So if it goes off course by 1%, guess what? They're there to bring it back on course. Now, that's a very rare situation. But again, there's still that accountability of having a human behind the wheel to make sure it gets its destination.
Yeah. So think of these two. There's two ways to look at this too. And they're different. But depending on where you're at kind of in your life or your business, you'll relate to one or the other. So one is, and I like the boat analogy, and I'll use like a sailboat analogy, but this would be the same as a big cruiser. You do not turn those around on a dime, right? Like if you've ever sailed, and I've never been on a big cruise line, but I know what it would look like if you needed to turn one of those around. So if you were going way in the wrong direction, it's a huge 3-point turn to get that thing turned around and back on course, right?
Absolutely.
If you're going to turn it around.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Here's the opposing view is literally you could start over any day. You could actually start over and fresh every single day.
Oh, I love that. Oh, Julie, I love that. That makes so much sense.
If something's not working at a high level, stop, take one step back and say, you know what? I'm just going to restart. I'm just restarting. I restarted my business about 3 years ago because for 5 years I had been on staff. I had been the director of training in a very large office. So I had kind of put my real estate business semi on hold during that time, but I transitioned back into production. So I restarted.
Right.
And I thought, I write and coach about restarting, and now I'm restarting.
Now you're living it, yeah.
I'm like, I better do it right. But the reality was, it's like, okay, I'm starting fresh today. So if I'm starting fresh today, what am I going to do to get into momentum as quickly as possible? And the reality is you could walk up every day and say, I'm going to restart today. How can I get into momentum as quickly as possible today?
Wow. I like that.
You started every day.
Right. Julie, it makes complete sense. Do you know what I mean? That's like, it's logical. It's complete common sense. Exactly. This isn't rocket science. You're not saying there's a magic pill, there's a magic formula or potion. You're saying it's very simple. Stop. Look at where we are right now and just pick up from there. Just pick up from there. Because and Julie, I don't believe for you it's going to be just that one time 3 years ago. Look at where you are right now, where you launched your book yesterday. On fire, hot. I mean, you're not going to cool down anytime soon, Julie. From your energy, from your joy, from your passion, your desire, the way you speak. And also, even though you've done a lot of teaching, and I'm sure you mentor, and you're also mentor, which is fantastic because I believe in mentorship and coaching. I also believe that from all of your teaching, you probably learned the most. Or am I just thinking outside the box?
It's so true. You know, it's like teaching will solidify what you do. It will sharpen what you do. It will force you to dig in a little deeper on what you do so that you're showing up strong. If there's an aspect of your business you want to get better at, pull half a dozen agents together and say, I'm going to teach a class. I'm going to run a Zoom session on open houses, and you invite 6 realtor friends to it, and you'll prepare like heck for just that session. You're teaching your friends, and you'll be better because of it.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's simple, really.
It's simple. It is simple. It's not rocket science, because for you, almost every day being in the teaching and coaching scenario, you're at peak performance. So every day you had to come with your game on. You know that people can feel your energy. I almost called you Joy. I apologize, Julie. You know that they can feel your energy, Julie. So when you come in there down, they know that you're down. They can see it. They can see by the way you're speaking, by the way you're carrying yourself, by the words you're using. You know, your whole demeanor, your posture changes. What made you decide to release another book? You know, you had. I just want to go there quickly. I want to show you Julie's first book. Let me share this with you guys. This is Julie's first book over here, Success Faster. So, I mean, Julie, that's a powerful. Whoops, what net happens? Thought I hit the picture. There we are. So Julie, that's a powerful statement right there. Success faster, because we all want it now, on demand, immediately.
Well, there's this, faster is a really key word. There's a reason why I use that, in that I realize that the majority of entrepreneurs, the majority of realtors out there, it's like, look, if you're struggling at all, if your momentum or juju is down in your business or your bank account, the reality is that absolutely the best and most important thing we can do is line up your next 3 clients as fast as possible.
Okay.
And line up some paychecks as fast as possible. So and build that pipeline as fast as possible, because that's so foundational that will fix everything else. And it'll fix your energy when things are down. And I've been there, we've all been there. It's like, where's my momentum go? Where's my pipeline? And as soon as you can breathe some oxygen into that, your whole demeanor changes. It's like, okay, I got it again. It's like misplaced juju. We all misplace our juju, but the theory, so the faster is, look, you will get your juju back faster by landing a couple commission checks, by lining up those clients. You'll get it faster than reading the best self-help book out there.
Right. I believe that's those self-help books. They had their purpose. They had their reason. I'm talking 10 so years ago, but there has been an evolution, because people say are looking for answers. They don't want you to keep spoon feeding them, because then they want more. So, I love motivation. However, motivation can only last you so long. What's the solution?
Yeah.
How do I get out of this slump in my life? And like what you're saying is taking action, of course, and setting yourself up for success, really, because you're saying, Kevin, or the audience, think 20 steps ahead. Plan now. If you know that your last paycheck is in 30 days' time, set up another 3 appointments that you can close over the next 90 days. So you have this consistent stream of revenue coming in, so that you're not freaking out. You're not having a fear or lack hit your mindset.
Yeah. Here's a very, very simple thing you can do. And this is what I did when I relaunched my business 3 years ago. I literally, it's not sophisticated at all. I had a Post-it note stuck right here. So I'm taking my hand and stuck right here on my display. So it was in front of me for 6 months. And all it said was, in my own handwriting, just on a sticky, it was probably yellow, I don't know. It said, Julie, what is your fastest route today to a new lead, client, contract, or paycheck? Do that thing first! Exclamation point.
Got it. Wow.
That's all I did for 6 months. It was that Post-it note. What's my fastest route today to a lead, client, contract, or paycheck? Do that thing first. That was me. That was my attempt at discipline. That was my attempt at quieting the squirrel farm.
Right. That's the good you fighting the bad. And you needed that constant reminder, because if you didn't, we forget, Julie, we're human beings. We forget so easily. We forget so quickly a thought, a memory, a birthday, an anniversary. Yeah. So that little Post-it might have saved your life, almost in a sense of it, and held you accountable, because that's the good you.
That's the good me. And then there's the other me.
Absolutely. I love this analogy, squirrel farm, because it is. It's a squirrel up there. Honestly, sometimes I think to myself, where did it come from? What's going up in there? That's not me.
Right. And that squirrel farm never goes away, but I can orchestrate it such that the squirrel farm is not around for 2 hours every day. That I can do.
Wow. I love that.
I can have whatever squirrel farm I want every afternoon. But I know that if I shut down the squirrel farm for 2 hours every day and got the most important thing done, which was that Post-it note, I would be fine.
Right. Absolutely. Julie,
and then I don't beat myself up when I have a day that's all over the place.
I love that. I love this. So really what you're doing is you're loving on yourself all day long. I mean, come on, Julie, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
That is stunning.
there's the good me and there's the squirrel me. There's the getting business done me,
Yeah.
and there's the everything else, you know.
Julie,
We all have that, you know. I mean, people relate to that. And that, so in the book, and particularly right away in the first chapter, that's right there. And folks are like, oh my God, I totally relate to this. And then it's like, I can't wait to get to the next chapter. And I'm just, that's how people are responding, because that's how it's written. So
and that's coming from the uniqueness of you, from all your trials and tribulations, not just the past 3 years. This is decades and decades of growing, learning, adapting. But what I am sensing, Julie, is I'm sensing a lot of love. Maybe that love is what's fueling your joy, and that's a very special thing. I want to end it here, Julie. Here's the most important thing: whoever was watching this, and I love my fan base, because they do. I always get lots of feedback, which is fantastic. I'm going to put all of Julie's content in the description box below. I'm going to also put the links to her books. Here's the most important thing, guys. This is Julie's giving a contribution to you and your mindset. This is not for Julie to advance. Julie's sharing with you what she wants to show the world, because she wants to share the change in her and what she's seen around her universe come to you. And so, and also, this is the most amazing thing. Today is like day 2 of the book being released, right, Julie? Yesterday, day 1.
yeah.
When I heard it was released, I jumped on Julie. I'm like, Julie, I gotta have you on the show. You gotta share this with me, because I like to be an influencer. I want to be at the forefront as well. But I've also heard a lot about Julie, and to me, anyone that writes a book, it's a labor of love, and it's not easy. I mean, you're taking thousands, tens of thousands of words of pen on paper. That is an endeavor within itself, and Julie's done it twice, and she'll do it many, 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 many more times.
Thank you. It's fun. And here's the deal. You know, goal number 1 was to get that baby launched on Amazon yesterday. Goal number 2 is to get busy helping agents change their lives. Period. Right. It's why I'm here. It's what I'm supposed to do.
And look at the trickle effect, Julie. You help agents. They've all got families. They've all got clients. They've all got people that they mentor and coach in teams, and they've got, you know, people around the world with referral partners. So you're just really touching the tip of the iceberg, and then it trickles down from there.
Yeah.
Okay, Julie, I always have to leave with this one thing. So out of your book that you wrote, On Fire Hot by Julie Nelson, what can you leave us with? What can you leave the audience with, Julie? Is the one thing that right now today they can do, besides ordering your book, which I think is awesome, which I should, for $14.99, come on, that's an awesome deal. What can they do today that can change them?
Put that Post-it note on your desk, or put it on the bathroom mirror, or put it on your phone, but it's the one that says, what's my fastest route today to a lead, client, contract, or paycheck? Do that thing first. And if that anchors your activity in your business, you will take it to the next level.
I have to do that, actually, Julie. When you're telling me that in the beginning, I was like, I'm going to do that, because I'm looking at my computer screen all day long. It makes complete sense. I see all this other stuff, all this other jargon, but nothing that's permanent, and nothing that my mind can map on a daily basis all day long as a reminder, an accountability partner.
Yeah. What's my fastest route? It's like, oh, wait a minute. I'm off here doing all this other stuff. But the reality is that my fastest route is calling that one person that I've been meaning to call. I think that's my fastest route. Boom. I'm doing that right now. It's clear. There's a lot of clarity with that. It's so simple. It's scary.
I love your simplicity, guys. Julie Nelson. Go to the nelsonproject.org. It's epic. That's just one thing I love about you. I'll have all of our social media in there as well. The most important thing is get the book. If you're looking for change and you're watching this or you're just looking for some hope or some faith or some love or some energy. I like the energy. You want some Julie Nelson energy? Get the book. Julie, thank you so much. You're awesome. And by the way, do you go to seminars, or you're a speaker as well?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So they can reach out to you and contact you and so forth.
Absolutely.
Especially in Los Angeles, we have lots of events and seminars, and so you fit right in, Julie. You just land running, boom.
I look forward to that. So the nelsonproject.org is really everything, Julie. It's loaded with the book resources, etc. Your fastest route to the book is actually, and I can't believe this URL was available, but it was, is onfirehot.com.
Wow.
That actually lands you on the Amazon page.
Wow. Guys, I'll have all the details in the description box below. Hey, like this, love this, send Julie some love. Thanks for everything. Julie Nelson, you've been wonderful. I can't wait to meet you in person because I want to get some of that energy, maybe get a hug and get some of your flow and your joy.
I'm all over it. Yeah, very good. Kevin, it's been awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie.